Hi loves, welcome back to the channel. So today I have another Instagram video for you guys. Just in case you missed it, the last video, which I'll link somewhere here, was all about Instagram hacks and things and ways to grow and engage with your audience. A lot of you guys have been asking me what apps I use, and there's actually quite a bit, so I'm going to walk you through the entire process. I usually do two different things for my selfies and for my outfits, so I'm going to share with you guys examples from start to finish what exactly I do. So before I begin, you're going to have to download 4 different apps. That is Snapseed, Visco, VSCO, Facetune, and Meitu, M-E-I-T-U. I am going to start off with an outfit photo and share with you guys kind of how it looks from start to finish. Now I'm going to go into Snapseed. I usually always start off with Snapseed, okay? The first thing I always do is go to Tune Image, and I brighten the whole image. I want to brighten it to a point where it's not blown out, but a little brighter so you can see everything a bit more clearer. Okay, so the great thing about Snapseed is you can see the before and after. If you click on the photo, press it down, this is the before and this is the after. So the whole image is already brighter, but that is just the beginning. One reason why I love Snapseed is because of the selective tool. There are a lot of different apps where you could brighten or darken the whole image, but you can't go in and brighten one specific area, such as my face. And you could see where it's gonna brighten, like in the red areas, the red zones. It'll tell you where it will go up until. If you want the whole image, you could spread it out, or if you just want the face, you could just focus in on it. You swipe right and it just brightens the image. But what I love about this is that you could go all the way down to structure. The thing I've noticed is when I brighten my skin only or brighten really dark areas, the quality is kind of lost. So it just becomes blurry or it's not as clear as the rest of the image. The structure will bring the detail and the quality back to whatever you brightened. Do you guys see that? This is before, this is after. Before, after. It's a huge difference. Now, if you feel like the color is lost, you can also add in saturation. Do you guys see that? Just adds a little bit of color. Now, I still think the whole image is a little gray in my opinion, so I am gonna go in, use the selective tool and kind of brighten it a bit more. Bring out my dress, and there you go. The next thing I always use Snapseed for is their feature called tonal contrast. So this is before tonal contrast and this is after. It just brings the details back into the photo. So I'm going to save it and export it. Now for Facetune, there are many different ways you could use it. I mainly use it for the whitening tool. So this is a photo I'm bringing in from Snapseed. I think my teeth are looking a little yellow, so I'm gonna whiten them. Whoa, that's a bad whitening job. And I'm gonna whiten the dress because it still looks a little yellow to me. All right, gonna whiten this guy. This is before the whitening tool. This is after. Before and after. So it just really brings out the whites. And maybe if you want to overall whiten the whole photo, you could kind of just like do this. If there are certain products I want to like really stand out in a photo, then I will use this details tool. Like I love these Roger Vivier shoes, so I'm gonna color it in and just makes it a bit more detailed so they pop. Do you guys see that? Before and after. And that is about it as far as what I do on Facetune. So Meitu I usually use mainly for selfies. I don't really use Meitu for outfits, but my favorite tool is the Acne app. And that really helps with the scarring on my legs. I'm able to fade them. For example, the floor is looking really dirty, right? The floor just looks kind of spotty. So I'll use the Acne tool and I'll clean it up. I'll clean up that spot, this spot, this guy here. Because the last thing I want people to do is like just staring at the cement because it's so splotchy versus like my cute shoes. Okay, here we go. So do you guys see the difference? This is before, this is after. And then sometimes I'll go to the auto tool because the auto tool will kind of smooth everything out and make everything look a bit more glamorous. And the great thing about this tool is that you're able to control if you want it subtle, moderate, and strong. I always go with subtle, and I always stick with the natural filter. I always just stick to about like 10% max. It's like a very subtle difference, but it just kind of makes everything look a little bit cleaner and more glam. We'll save that, guys, save and share. And that is pretty much the extent of how I edit my outfit photos. I actually don't put a filter on it. I really go in and just focus on the certain spots that I have to fix. For me, it's all about keeping things really crisp and white and darkening the darks and whitening the whites. And then I'll go into Instagram. I will usually upload this photo as is, but there's also great filters that kind of work. Like I like this filter Juno, but it's a bit too bright. And this is before and after. And that is it, my final outfit of the day. Alright, so the second one is selfies. I don't post as many selfies. I post maybe like 2-3 selfies a month, if that. It's actually the exact same tools and the exact same apps, but I do it in a different order. So I'm not going to necessarily go through all of the steps with you guys because it's kind of repetitive, but I'm going to share with you guys generally how it looks like. Let's actually take a selfie right now. So with selfies, I will always start off with the Mate 2 app first. Now, one of the reasons why I love this app is for this auto tool. Some girls, even some of my friends, like sometimes I have to talk with them. I'm like, you gotta tone down on the editing, girl. At the end of the day, you wanna look like yourself, especially if you're meeting someone in person. You don't wanna be like, oh my God, you look totally different, right? So you don't want that. So what I like to do is go to subtle. I like to go maybe a quarter in, or let's say 30%. This is before and this is after. It just kind of smooths out your skin, but it still has like my blemishes, my little freckles on my nose. I don't mind that. That's me and that's who I am, and I don't want to change that, okay? All right, the next is the acne tool. I have like a tiny little bump here. You guys see that? So I'm gonna get rid of that guy. Okay, so that is all I'm gonna do on this tool or on this app. So I'm gonna save it. And then I'm gonna go into Snapseed because that's where I'm gonna fix all the coloring. Another tool that I like in Snapseed that I talked to you guys about is called White Balance. So this is before and this is after. It just takes away all the yellow pigmentation, the red pigmentation, any non-white pigmentation. It will kind of zap it out and it'll just make it look a lot more neutral in color. I'm gonna select, let's say my face. I'm gonna brighten it a bit more. I'm gonna add him some structure. I'm gonna brighten that guy and add a bit more saturation in. There we go. We'll export that one. And then I'm gonna go into Facetune. I wear highlighter, but sometimes I feel like it's really hard to see it in photos. So the whitening tool helps you bring that highlight back. And maybe on the tip of my nose. And then I think it's still kind of, it's not a true white in the background, so I'm gonna whiten this guy. All right, so I whiten the back, a bit more white and crisp. This is before and this is after. I use Visco a lot for selfies, and I think that's mainly because it kind of adds a bit more personality and character and coloring to a selfie. There's a lot of different filters, but my kind of go-to have been A6, C2, and S2. But S2 is too bright, as you guys can see, that's S2. I like C2. And the great thing about Visco is that you're able to control, again, how much filter you want to add onto your photo. Let's go to 7. So this is before, and this is after. Kind of brings everything together. It kind of whitens my skin, it darkens the blues, and it adds a bit more depth. Also, another thing I like to do is add a bit of grain on it. So this is before, that's after. If you guys go close up, you guys can see that there's a bit of grain, which I do like, but it's very subtle. In my opinion, selfies are the most indulgent and narcissistic type of photo anyone can post. But nonetheless, we live in a generation of selfies. I take selfies of myself as well, so I'm guilty of this. So I think adding a bit of brain to it kind of balances out. You guys know what I mean. It just adds a bit more character to a photo. And save to camera roll. And that is pretty much what I do to edit my selfies. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and learned a thing or two. If you guys missed my previous episode, it was all about my Instagram hacks, tips and tricks and tools of the trade that I've learned. I actually work very closely with the Instagram team. Thank you guys so much for watching. And also let me know if you guys want me to continue with the series and if there's any other kind of tech topics or social media topics you guys want me to cover. All right, talk to you guys later. Bye.